Welcome, my loves. Today we're going to do what I feel like is a pretty special reading. We are going to look into soulmate unions for this year, 2024. So I don't want to look for next year. I want to know about soulmates that are coming together this year. And I'm going to ask five very specific questions. First of all, I want to know your soulmate's subconscious thoughts about you. Now, let me explain real quick why I'm doing this reading. I felt back in January, when I was doing the year in reviews, I just felt like this was a year that a lot of soulmates were going to come together. Different ways, different, situations, but yet I feel like in this type of reading, we can get a much clearer picture of that. So, because we're, you know, a little over the halfway mark, I felt like this was the perfect time to do it. So, again, it's going to be for all signs. What I want to tell you is just trust your own intuition. And if you have a hard time with that, then certainly ask your spirit guides to give you signs of confirmation, whether that just be like, name, a number, a color, flower, something like that. And then just kind of let go of control because we're really digging in subconsciously. So, um, I'm calling this Soulmate Unions for 2024. So, your soulmate's subconscious thoughts about you. And then the second question is going to be your subconscious thoughts on them. And then number three is going to be 2024's potential of meeting. So, what's the potential of you coming together this year? I feel like we all have a soulmate out there. Number four, I want to know, did you love each other in this lifetime already? Or have you loved each other in past lifetimes? So it's kind of like really a two-part question there, but do you already know this person in this lifetime? But also, have you loved in previous lifetimes? I'm already getting this feeling of yes, 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 yes. Not everyone, but I feel like there's a lot of yeses being put in my head right now. And then number five, the divine energy that's supporting you and this soulmate. And then one last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take a major arcana that connects the two of you. This is just a deck of major arcana, so we'll do this at the end. So I'm going to put them right up there. And then to end the reading, we will bring Mother Mary in and get her divine guidance over you and your soulmate. So, one of my favorite, or it's an oracle deck, but one of my favorites. We are going to use the Gilded Tarot. I want to say to clarify, but what we're going to do is we're going to take five cards from the Psychic Tarot, and then we'll take five from the Gilded Tarot. And then if we need to go deeper, we're going to go deeper. So I'm going to try and make this not too long, but I feel like it's going to reach a lot of people. So if it needs to be long, then so be it. So be it. But we are going to start with the Psychic Tarot. And again, we're going to answer each one of those questions. Going to give them a couple shuffles. Everything is already pre-shuffled, by the way. For those who are new, I just like to shuffle with you here also. And this is that type of reading where it's just going to reach you in divine timing. You'll be nudged to it just at the right time. To me, that may mean like um potential union is close. All right. So I am going to take from the top of the deck. Let's bring them up here. I'm going to bring the lid down. Okay. So again, we're looking subconsciously. And by the way, I feel like many times we manifest through our subconscious mind. You know, Consciously, yes, we can also manifest, and we want to understand we do have that power. Um, also, I feel like this would be for people who are ready to be in love, ready to accept that soulmate in, you know, otherwise, I don't think you'd be here. So, anyways, let's go ahead and let's begin. Just gonna calm my energy down for a moment. It's funny, I just have all these yeses going on in my head right now. So I'm just gonna let them be and let's begin. So, your soulmate's subconscious thoughts toward you, about you. Of course, they may not even know who you are yet. Wow. Hello, universe. To me, this is a very good omen because this talks about the next chapter. This talks about a new chapter that's opening up. And what I love about the universe's energy is it's a very spiritual time in your life. That makes sense because we are looking at soulmates. So you are spiritually connected. Whether you come together in this lifetime or the next, though we're looking for this lifetime, you're still spiritually connected. You know each other. So I feel like that's a very good omen. The universe, the next chapter. It's almost like saying, get ready, get ready. It's a number 21. And if you add that together, it's a three. To me, it's joy, like something to celebrate. So I like that a lot. Um, all right. So what are your subconscious thoughts on them right now? Hmm. Deception and envy. Okay. I can tell you what I feel right away is some of you. Now, by the way, it can be, either way, or you both may be going through like very similar energies. I feel like soulmates, when they do come together and they start talking about their lives, the one thing they figure out is, boy, we have a lot of similar experiences. And a lot of times it's around the same time. So, deception and envy. I feel like this is past energy. But I mean in this lifetime, I feel like this is saying that some of you may still be working on this energy. You may have been, found yourself with someone who was deceptive, someone who lied, potentially cheated, a lower vibrational energy. And part of this union coming together may be like, I need to look at this, right? Because I want to just say one more thing about this, about soulmates. Um, I feel like the potential of us coming together really depends a lot on our own vibration. Like when I think of temperance, I feel like temperance talks about divine timing, but I also feel like she is the one who is making sure both the soulmates' cups are equally filled. So this may just say that there could be a little work that still needs to be done. Um, I get it. I think we've all been there where we dealt with someone who just was untrustworthy. But I feel like I cannot allow that to predict, my present or my future. And, it can also talk about a karmic. Some of you may have dealt with like a karmic relationship, or they may have, or both of you. And, that karmic relationship, listen, they're difficult. They are difficult. But paying that karma off means that you pay it off for eternity. Now, what does that mean? Well, unfortunately, yes, some of us probably dealt with someone who, again, carried untrustworthy energy. But we could have been that person in a previous life or even in this lifetime, and karma will find us, right? Karma's going to come back. Um, but it does give us the opportunity to clear it at the same time. Don't allow, don't allow this energy to be your predictor of what your future is going to look like. Just don't allow it. You know what I mean? Like, see it, understand it, and then I feel like, let's say it wasn't karmic. Maybe it's just free will, again, it's someone who is pretty comfortable living in their lower vibrational energy. But I feel like to really have a soulmate union, because it's divinely guided, I feel like we have to think about our own vibration. Now, it is a seven. So seven is a very spiritual number. And the universe, right? The next chapter. But it's also talking about joy, but also the spirituality within the universe. Like this next chapter probably being the most spiritual time in my life. Maybe I'm really trusting in divine like never before. So I feel like, it's just simply saying that, listen, if I was in a karmic relationship and I left it, that may have simply been the lesson, you know. But I feel like also part of the lesson was how can I not allow this energy to not have any, what do I want to say? Like any say in what my future is going to look like. Okay. Makes sense to me. Now I'm going to ask for 2024, the potential of the two of you meeting. We're going to start with meeting. We have, well, hello, movement, choices, decisions. That feels good to me. That feels good to me. And interesting. Look at these, look at these wedding rings. They're like in this wall, almost like they once were. I have a feeling some of you may have been married in a past life, and maybe that's really what you're searching for. Again, it could be subconsciously. I always feel like the ball is put in our court, so let's say that we start to come closer and closer together, and that Seven of Swords hasn't been looked at, dealt with, cleared. That's going to make it harder for us to then say yes. And again, all of those yeses I was getting in my head. I feel like some of you, even though we haven't even asked the question yet, feel like some of you were definitely in union in a past life, and it's like it wants to come into this lifetime. Interesting. All right, so the next question is, did we love here or in a past lifetime? I feel like I already know that answer, but hmm. Accelerated motion. Look at her looking up at the star. A wish coming true. It's also a number eight. Eight is the number of infinity. No beginning, no end. As above, so below. It's like wishing for a dream to come true. It's interesting because I have a feeling like both the soulmates are wishing upon the same star. Eight is also about a new beginning. So I definitely feel like, yes, you have loved before. Um, I'm not clear yet whether it's been in this lifetime, but definitely in a past lifetime. Definitely in a past lifetime. Actually, let me slide these over a little bit so you can see all the cards. And then the divine energy that's supporting the soulmates. Look at this. This is a death card. Transformation. It is talking about a door being closed. Well, I'm pretty clear on what door Divine's talking about. The Seven of Swords. Again, not allowing someone that just didn't know how to love me right. Again, I feel like this is about lower vibrational energy, but I feel like it was someone else's. And again, it might have taught me a lesson, But sometimes that lesson is just to recognize that. I feel like in the Seven of Swords also, I may wish that someone was different or, would change that energy, but I feel like this is someone who is just comfortable in lower vibrational energy, where I feel like the viewer, you're seeking a higher vibrational love. Well, so this is Divine's, let's just say, advice for you. It's about a door closing. It's about allowing yourself to have this transformation. It's almost like saying if this door doesn't close, it just won't be the right time. I'm not really giving signs because I really feel like it's for all people, but this is a card of Scorpio. Closing of a door. Interesting because closing of the door is the last card from this deck, and the first card is the universe, the new chapter, the spiritual time in your life. I feel like if if I'm able to clear this past energy, if I'm able to close the door to really what's no longer serving me, like I don't need to try to change this person. I'm just wasting my time. Wasting my time. So I need to start thinking, and no wonder there's a two that follows that, right? I'm going to start thinking about, you know, what's next, how much work I've done on myself. I also feel like in the Seven of Swords, one of the lessons I'm learning is what I do not want in love, what I will no longer accept in love. And I feel like that is so important. Very spiritual time. Listen, I feel like as Divine starts ushering in these soulmate unions, it just naturally makes you like it's like, oh wow, okay, now I believe. Now I believe in spiritual guidance. Now I believe I'm being watched over. I've got to close that door. Have to allow transformation to happen in my life. Two, I got to be willing to take a chance, move forward. Two people I feel like in accelerated motion are wishing upon the same star. So I feel like subconsciously you're connecting because I do feel like, it's the same star for both of you. Accelerated motion. I feel like it's saying the sooner I can close this door, two, again, lower vibrational energy wasn't serving me anyway, may have taught me some lessons. Um, and I do know one of those lessons is what I no longer like. I know what I do not want in love, right? I want someone that I can trust in completely, 100%. No doubt, no doubt. Okay, let's look at the major arcana now. We're going to give this a little shuffle. Um, so we're looking at the major arcana that's connecting these two, or all of you. I say these two, but again, I feel like it's many of you. Oh my God. Hello, lovers. Hello, lovers. And if you look at this energy, first of all, that's Cupid. But I often feel in the lover's energy, that it is an angel's influence over these lovers. Often when I see like the devil's energy, you also see the lovers, but it's being influenced by lower vibrational energy. Well, here, this is divine's energy, and literally we're asking, um, how is divine's energy connecting the two of you, the lovers? Now, the meaning of this card, though, I don't feel, I feel like this doesn't even apply, but I'm going to tell you the meaning of the card is a head over heart decision. but I definitely feel like you're going to follow your head or your heart, because I feel like the chemistry would be undeniable. It's like I want to thank Divine just for being so clear with us, the lovers. Amen. We'll put them right on top there. Some of you just may have not experienced this type of love before, and it just may shock you a little bit. And I also get this feeling that, first of all, interesting, I'm doing the reading in August, and it says accelerated motion. The two following that deception and envy, I feel like that is you um allowing transformation in your life. You know, not everyone is going to love us how we deserve, but sometimes we are learning lessons. The universe means that your vibration is lifting. That means their vibration is also lifting. Okay. Now we're going to bring in the Gilded Tarot and we're going to go right above. I just love that the lovers just came out. I just have to tell you, I love it. So we're just going to take a card right above each one. And again, I'm just going to remind you of the question. So, number one, your soulmate's subconscious thoughts about you, the universe, the next chapter. Well, hello, Fool. A new beginning, a leap of faith, willing to take this leap of faith. And I have to tell you, with transformation showing up, the death card, the closing of the door, that's exactly what the Fool does. The Fool puts the past in the past. The Fool doesn't allow the past to determine what my present moment and my future is going to look like. This is present moment energy. This is a new beginning. But this is, feeling free and clear to take that leap of faith at the same time. And if you don't feel like, oh, but listen, with the levers coming out, I feel like it just feels so divine, so meant to be. And like, I really want to thank Divine for being so clear. New beginning. Not just for them, not just for you, for both of you. Yes, love can be scary, but I feel like when you meet the right person, when you meet this soulmate, I feel like the energy is going to be very clear. I feel like that is why, again, we need to put this Seven of Swords energy behind us. Use that broom and sweep it out the door. The Fool takes that leap of faith. Trust in Divine. Wow. Okay. So we're going over your subconscious thoughts on them. We have the Hermit. Beautiful. Can be a card of Virgo, of course. But again, I really don't want to like put signs out there because it's going to be different signs for different people. And I feel like we all carry a little bit of, a little bit of each sign's energy. The Hermit, the wise old one. I have a feeling you've lived more than one past life together. And I do feel like this is saying that you're meant to live this lifetime. I want to say together. And I do feel that. But listen, it can be at different, like you could be at different ages. Like, um, I came into soulmate union in my 50s. So I definitely feel like this is talking about, first of all, spiritual clarity over this Seven of Swords. This Seven of Swords could have certainly sent you through the dark night of the soul. But this Hermit is emerging from that energy. Now is carrying that beacon of light. It's almost like I'm illuminating my soulmate. And The same for them. You know, you're spiritual beings and you're figuring that out. You're spiritual beings having human experiences. Nine is about reflection, but it is about final reflection, which ties us right back to the death card, the closing of the door or doors. But maybe that reflection was important. You know, this is also understanding that you carry this light, right? This light of love is already within you. Yes, people can trample upon it, you know, make that light dim. But I feel like the lantern is fully lit. And what is this lantern highlighting? A snake. It's coming over. That's Seven of Swords, deception and envy. It's almost like saying, you don't have to worry about that. You don't have to worry about that. And if you do worry about that, well, the lantern will illuminate it for you. I feel like both of you are wise old souls. Both of you have gone through difficult experiences, but both of you are coming out the other end. Wow. Okay. So the potential of meeting in 2024. Oh, where am I going? Up here. Five of Wands. Interesting. Five of Wands coming over movement, choices, and decisions. And the Hermit's also illuminating that Five of Wands. So first of all, let's talk about a five. Five talks about change. And I feel like this is the type of change I want to have. So five can talk about, or the Five of Wands can talk about, drama filled people, and learning to separate myself from that. Sometimes, like let's say I was dealing with someone in the Seven of Swords energy, if I'm waiting for this person to apologize, I don't feel like you're going to find it, but I also feel like you really don't need it. They are who they are. They're more than comfortable living in that type of energy. You probably had to lower your vibration to live in their life. Well, now I feel like let's do the opposite, right? Let's raise our vibration. And that means that the universe will supply, the universe has to meet you right where you are. And if your vibration is lifting, it's simply that just means you're closing doors to the things and the people that just aren't serving you anymore. Drama, not going to live in it. You know, even if I can't get away from those, let's say it's family, I certainly don't have to allow myself to be pulled into it. Again, change, right? But then it's coming over to. And to me, a two is very close to like the fool's energy. It's like stepping into a path or onto a path. Interesting. I'm so glad I did this reading. I just have to say. All right, so now we are asking, did we love in this lifetime and a previous lifetime? The answer is already yes for a previous lifetime. I feel that. Tower. Interesting. So maybe, you know, though I have to tell you, I'm not going to say no. And actually, what I want to do is I'm going to take one card with the tower. Look at that, the Seven of Wands. Seven of Wands, standing your ground. I feel like, for the majority, the answer is no. It doesn't mean you haven't come across this person, but I don't feel like you have been in love with this person. Now, I don't, but I don't feel like that's for everyone. For some of you, you may. That tower means to me like someone's fallen from grace. But can people evolve? Of course they can. I don't feel like the person in Seven of Swords evolves. Let's just put that out there. Again, comfortable. I'm just more than comfortable living my lower vibration. It's how I enjoy my life. Their choice, right? That's their free will. But we have accelerated motion here. The tower. It does mean something ended. And then the Seven of Wands over that. Interesting because why would you be standing your ground over that? Hmm. We'll come below at the end and get even more clarification on that. All right, so divine's energy supporting the soulmates. Well, hello, temperance. Hello, temperance. How interesting that I spoke of temperance and then temperance shows. Again, temperance is about divine timing. Let me tell you what temperance's first lesson is: patience. But I have a feeling temperance is waiting on you more than you waiting on them. Why am I saying that? Because it's coming over the death card. So more and more, I can see the importance of the need to close the door of the past. And then temperance is about trusting in divine timing. Temperance, to me, is the one who is making sure both soulmates are equally filled. Another way of saying that is, she wants to make sure both soulmates, both their vibration are equal, so to speak. Quite beautiful. Divine timing, right? But it's mirroring the full. A new beginning. I have a feeling this is happening sooner versus than later. Listen, I have a feeling for a lot. It's definitely happening by year's end. But again, accelerated motion. And I also feel like I have a lot to do here. Like a lot of it is about my reflection, right? Again, if this tower is talking about the person in the Seven of Swords, they fell from grace. Oh well, I gotta let that go, and maybe this is also saying, again, if I'm like waiting for someone to apologize to me, to say that they were wrong, well, I don't feel like you really need that. Not if you're really looking for a soulmate energy. So I feel like temperance is waiting on us more than anything. I just feel that. And it's like, close that door. Don't allow these previous towers or these previous people, again, to have effect on your new beginnings, on the universe, right? This next chapter. So divine timing can start taking place. Quite interesting. All right, and let's just go right below the reading. We have the Eight of Pentacles. Some of you may find that you meet each other through like different creative endeavors, your workplace. But this also answers a question in the Eight of Pentacles. Can I be successful? And it's really whatever we're focusing on. We're focusing on love right now. And the answer is yes. But the Eight of Pentacles says, as long as you're willing to put your focus there, as long as you're willing, because listen, love is beautiful, right? The lovers, it tells me that this chemistry is probably going to be off the charts. But can we make it, can it be for the rest of our lives? I feel like the universe wouldn't show up if that wasn't the case. But if I question it, it's just simply saying to me, like, as long as I'm willing to put the work in, what it takes, Sometimes, yes, I have to put the other person before me and vice versa, right? But I also got to love myself, trust myself. But I also feel, I know I'm saying a lot of buts, um, but I do feel also like when we start to move into like our own creative energy, we allow that part of ourselves to open up. I don't know why I always connect it to love, but I do. I feel like because maybe it's because I'm being true to me, then I feel like it's almost like a sign to the universe that you're ready. It is an eight, a new beginning. The full, a new beginning. The universe, the next chapter. Okay. We have, okay, this is exactly what I felt. Page of Pentacles. So again, we're your subconscious thoughts on them. But I feel like this is more about like, let's just say what could potentially be holding up this energy. Page of Pentacles coming under that Seven of Swords. It's exactly what I felt. Like this has been a learning experience. Like it has taught me. And I know it was difficult, right? Because again, the hermit can talk about like going through the dark night of the soul. However, you're coming out the other end and you're coming out so much wiser, so much more spiritually inclined. And I also feel like this is where I start to like Sam started cutting the grass. I hope it doesn't come across. Um, we're gonna let him just pass by for a second. Okay, pass by. There we go. So anyways, Page of Pentacles does talk about a learning period. And so you've been learning about like this lower vibrational energy. And listen, sometimes I feel like we can't really appreciate our heaven on earth until we've walked through hell. And I do feel like some of you have walked through that hell. But listen, again, I'm not going to allow it to be the predictor of my future. I'm going to jump in that fool's energy. I'm going to close the doors that are no longer serving me. I'm not going to sit here and wait for someone to be like, okay, I was wrong. Even if they are like, yeah, I was wrong, I wouldn't buy it. I feel like that would just be like, just to pacify you. I feel like that's the energy, just, I feel like it's just saying, like, you've been learning from that. Again, some of you, karmic relationship. And listen, when you learn that karma, or let's put it a different way, when you pay that karma off, you paid it off for the rest of your life, for eternity. If I can look at some of the past experiences that I've had, and really the ones that have probably been the most difficult, I can probably then turn around and say to myself, look how much I have grown, right? Just the boldness of being able to walk away from that energy. Even if they gave you the tower, you know what I mean? It doesn't mean they don't try to make a repeat appearance. But if they do, I feel like the death card with temperance again, divine timing. Really, the one who makes sure the soulmates are ready. I feel like I would just shut the door. Like if they came knocking at my door, I'd shut the door in their face. Done. And I do feel like you have to be done with it. All right, we're gonna wait a second. I can't believe you started cutting the grass when you knew I was doing a reading. All right, so now we are going to go underneath 2024's potential of meeting and, I really feel like union at the same time. So let's go below. We have again the Five of Wands, other people's drama, five asking for you to change, And I feel like simply what that's saying is no longer allowing yourself to get stuck in other people's drama. You know, they definitely want to pull you into it. But I feel like the two is you making a decision that I'm not going to allow that anymore. You know, it's like you're reclaiming your own life. Okay. We have the King of Swords. All right. So, King of Swords. Now, again, I'm going to give you a sign, but I kind of want you not to think that way. Um, it can be Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. You know, the Lovers is the card of Gemini. But again, I kind of want you to forget that. And I want you to instead think about this. I feel like what this is saying, because it's moving after the two. So the King of Swords to me in the upright is someone who is first of all honest, truthful. And I feel like you've been dealing with someone who wasn't. Now, I don't feel like you want that back. So I feel like the King of Swords, male or female, by the way, I feel like would be the perfect energy, would help you trust it more. This is someone who has integrity. You know, where I feel like the person in Seven of Swords, probably not. All right, let's look at where we at. Did you love in this lifetime or past lifetimes? Hello, Knight of Cups. Unexpected cup of fulfillment. Quite beautiful. You know what I feel? I feel like many of you are going to feel this energy coming towards you. You know, it's like expected, even though it is unexpected. Maybe the arrival of it is unexpected. And I feel like Temperance has a lot to say about that. Unexpected cup of fulfillment. Two people I feel like are wishing upon the same star. You could be in two different countries. You could be in the same neighborhood. You know what I mean? I don't feel like it matters where you're located at. Because I feel like, especially with Temperance here, right? Like these soulmates, I'm gonna help them come together. I do want to remind you, you have free will. So anywhere through here, I could be like, no, I'm too afraid. But that means that someone, you know, like a past lover, I'm still carrying their energy. You know, I may have taken it like in my heart where maybe I thought I was unlovable because of their actions, but that is not the truth. That just is not the case. Because I feel like whoever follows, they'll do the same thing to them. Whoever was before you, they did the same thing to them. This is their issue, not yours. So don't take it on as your own. The Knight of Cups, wow. I'm so, you know, and I have to tell you, like, I don't really do readings unless I feel intuitively guided to do a reading. And I was going to do like each sign, like person on your mind, but then I just kept getting this no, do this reading. And I just thought, okay, I'm just going to trust my intuition. Man, am I glad I did. Unexpected couple fulfillment. But I feel like in the same breath, you can expect it. You can expect it. You know, it's like subconsciously two people wishing upon the same star, and subconsciously they're drawing themselves to each other. This is love. This is fulfillment of love. And I feel like the reason why it may be unexpected, it's going to depend on me and whether I shut that door. I allow, you know, the death card talks about death and then rebirth. Death just means the closing of the door, death to this person, over. You know, it's almost like they're being blotted out now. blotted out of your mind, and then a rebirth. Well, Temperance right above that, divine timing. She's got a handle on this. Okay. And then the divine energy that's supporting uh the two soulmates, the Queen of Pentacles. Can be Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn. I feel like what this is talking about, when I think of the Queen of Pentacles, I think of someone who can read between the lines. And that may be why the Knight of Cups is right before that, because it may mean like I can feel it. I feel like the Queen of Pentacles is very intuitive. I am the Queen of Pentacles. Um, and I feel I'm very intuitive. It's taken me, it's taken me years to really trust in that I am being divinely guided in these readings. But now I know it. I don't question that. So I feel like this is just saying that, again, that ability to read between the lines, and that can apply to everything on the table, really. Wow. The lovers, the major arcana that's connecting these two soulmates. Look at them. It's like Cupid's arrow is going to reach him. That's what's being carried in the Knight of Cups. All right. I am not going to overread this. I feel like it is so clear. So what I want to do now is I want to take Mother Mary over this reading. Sometimes a reading can seem him and that lawnmower. Um, Sometimes a reading can, at least to me, feel so clear. But I want you to understand, like, there does seem to be certain requirements. And I don't want to keep repeating, but I do feel like this death and allowing this rebirth to take place, this universe, it is saying the next chapter, right? So I feel like this, for a lot of you, I don't feel like you know who this person is yet. But then you have the full, right? The willingness to allow a new beginning in your life. If you've been reflecting over your past and you're finding real truth, real wisdom, you're finding yourself, um what's the word I want to use? Like your integrity, your belief in, let's just say, spirituality. You've been raising your own vibration. And sometimes going through that dark night of the soul, why? Because I feel like sometimes it's like if we've never walked through how can we know how good our heaven can be on earth, by the way? All right, Mother Mary, over these beautiful soulmates, words of wisdom, devotion. That makes sense. I don't feel like there'll be a doubt unless this energy still hasn't been cleared. But I have to tell you, I feel like it's almost a requirement. And I don't say that very often, but because we are looking at soulmates who are coming together, I feel like, and temperance is really controlling divine timing and asking you to trust in divine timing, even trusting in some of the difficult situations you've been through, that they weren't for nothing. They taught you something. If nothing else, I feel like many of you have evolved. Your vibration has evolved. And that is what temperance is waiting for. Devotion. As I fully commit to my values, relationships, and God, I am clear about what to do next. I am clear about what to do next. And let's take one more, since we are looking at soulmates. Giving and receiving. This reminds me of the Six of Pentacles. Giving and receiving. I balance being generous and receptive because both are equally important. I balance being generous and receptive because both are equally important. In other words, what that's saying is, I feel like many of you, I feel like many of you are well, we're all spiritual beings, but I feel like many of you, your spirituality is really starting to open up. And you do understand that, you deserve to receive as much as you give. And I don't give just so I can receive. I feel like it does remind me of the Six of Pentacles, which is a very compassionate, empathetic type of energy. But sometimes I can give my energy to someone who maybe just doesn't deserve it. But maybe I just needed to learn that. I also get a feeling that um, both of you are very compassionate souls. Both of you have been through it, and both of you are coming out the other end. That Knight of Cups, unexpected cup of love. When? Well, it's right below an 8, a new beginning, accelerated motion. So I feel like I hold the key here. I hold the key. And that key is to close old doors. The doors that just are no longer serving us. Extract the wisdom from it, yes, but not allowing it. The Fool does not allow the past to play any part of what is next. Now, the Fool's wise, though, right? Like, I've extracted the wisdom. I understand the experiences now that I've been through. But now I'm ready to take a leap of faith. And I feel like you need to be ready to take a leap of faith. Yeah, I feel like you do have to trust the divine definitely has her hand in this energy. And not giving any more energy towards those people who, for whatever reason, just didn't know how to love us. Again, some of you, it's been karmic. And don't regret that, right? Because number one, I feel like going through something like that, I now know what I no longer want in love. And I feel like that's important. I myself have raised my own vibration. Well, that means the universe is going to meet you right where you're at. Temperance, the divine influence over the soulmates. Patience, but I feel like patience has been her with us. Closing that door, allowing the rebirth, and boom, the next chapter begins. Wow. I'm going to leave it there, guys. I am so happy I did this reading. And listen, I do feel like this is a type of reading that, it's going to be divinely guided to you. And what I mean by that is like you may see it like, as you're scrolling through YouTube. Oh, that was a loud whistle. Then something pulls you back, or automatically it's like, oh, I'm going to check this out. And then kind of just let go of your expectations and try to have your spiritual ears on because we're talking about spiritual love. So allow your spiritual being to understand this. Remember, we're spiritual beings having human experiences. That's powerful. That's how powerful you are and your potential future love. But listen, I don't normally put like, like like it has to be this year, but something told me to say for 2024, just be open. Just be open. And I'm going to leave it there, guys. I loved it. I just loved it. I hope that you can relate to it. I feel like, if it's meant for you, you're going to relate to it. Um, but in a way, I feel like if it wasn't meant for you, I don't think you would be here because I trust that your guides will put this in front of you right when you need it. Beautiful. And I want to thank Divine for the beautiful messages. They just couldn't be any clearer. So I thank Divine for that. And I love you guys. This is why I do these type of readings because I do love you guys so much. And I want you to have it all. We just need to learn that, seriously, we have to be able to take on the fool's energy. We need to be willing to take a leap of faith. And again, that hermit's lantern, I don't need to worry about, snakes in the grass because now my light will illuminate that. Another way of saying that is my energy will pick up on that. Trust in your energy. Trust in your intuition. Many of you, I feel like temperance is waiting on you. Divine. I love you guys. I can't wait to read your comments. Please leave your comments. Let me know what you think about this reading. Um, I really haven't done a reading like this before. I mean, I've done Person on Your Mind in this way, but again, I felt guided to do soulmates. So definitely leave your comments. Let me know. Let me know what you think about it. Let me know where you're at in the reading. And I feel like your comments can help other people too. So I'm going to stop talking. I love you. I thank you. I apologize for the lawnmower. But I'll see you next time at our table. Bye bye.